All right, so we live, baby. Yo, I fell asleep. Somebody from the Minutes Box said the chapter's coming out at the usual time. I guess his sources were incorrect. Maybe they just didn't have a low like Mankerstring did. But I woke up to some amazing news today, man. Thank the Lord, man. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, and then I was able to avoid the spoilers because I know Twitter was going crazy, man. I didn't see none of it. But I did see one, though. I saw one, and it was Dustin. He said petty discord. That's all he said. So I'm assuming that I'm just about to get into the chapter. Just gonna get into it. All right. Yo. So the cover page it has Io and Blue Gilly looking down on what looks like well clearly it's a long leg member, and the other guy's a long arm and he has a crown on. So since this one guy is apparently royalty, I'm gonna assume that this other guy that's kicking him in the face is royalty as well. So I guess they just stomped out a 1,000-year rivalry between the tribe or something. Let me just read the thing, okay? Dropping in on the lives of the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet, Volume 18, IDEO Arc. Tried to capture him, but then we found out that this was just part of the 1,000. I actually said 1,000-year too. 1,000-year long leg and long arm conflict. Okay. All right. Wait, so they. I don't know if this is a poor translation or not, but it says capture. That we're going to capture him and do what? Gonna sell him? All right, man. Enough of that. Yo, they drew all the presumed first mates. Well, they put Jack in there. But, yeah, I don't think Jack's the first mate. Come on, man. Show me the first page. Ooh, wee. Okay, Katakuri. Oh, this nigga actually got sent flying. Okay, so Katakuri got sent flying. Okay, that confirms it. It says a long-awaited attack, but I still want to know how he got hit. Well, damn. Oh, okay. So he actually put his feet down. He, skit, like, okay. I thought you were invincible. Because even though armament haki is supposed to make people take form, that's Luffy talking, and he coming in for another attack. And even though armament works on Logia users, it passed straight through you. And Katakuri's looking. Katakuri got his head down like he covering his mouth or something. Katakuri, he got sent flying through one of the mirror pillars. But I was wrong. Attacks can still hit you. Yo, he just hit this nigga in the jaw, son. And this nigga Katakuri stood his ground? Oh no, he's sent flying again. And even against your super hard armored defense, Gear Force won't lose. Written differently than armament haki. Buso Byokyo. Katakuri's like, whoa, whoa. The crazy thing about you isn't your mochi powers, it's your observation haki, isn't it? I still don't explain how he's able to get a hit off on the space form, though. He hit him with a Rhino Schneider. And Katakuri hot right back up. When is he gonna go back on the offensive, son? Come on, no. Oh, okay. He just used Kong Gorgon, but Katakuri letting the phase through him like normal. That nigga finally bleeding. Well, significantly, because he did bleed last chapter. The fact that you figured it out is impressive. You're right. I'm just changing shape and efficiently dodging your attacks. All possible if you can use haki to see the future. Okay, so does this change everyone's opinion of what the admirals were doing at Marineford? Because Apparently, it has nothing to do with armament hockey superiority. It is about what another few people were saying, that is observation that lets you shape your body and let attacks pass through you harmlessly. Which makes more sense because I didn't believe that Whitebeard's hockey, armament hockey, was inferior to Aokiji's. And then Jozu came in. He caught him off guard, and Jozu hit him with his whole body. And Jozu's a lot bigger than Aokiji. Well, I wouldn't say a lot bigger, but well, volume wise, he is, and he's taller than him, but not by a large margin. Um, so I guess he can't phase out enough, or or maybe like I said initially, he just caught him off guard, and that's how Jozu was able to get off a hit. So Katakuri just reacted to the Kong organ. I guess he had to get his mind back together, I guess. Or maybe Oda just wanted Luffy to get some hits in. Or maybe Kong organ not as fast as those other attacks. I think I'm gonna stick with that one just to keep the consistency. Because you got me a little hot headed just now, I gave you a chance you capitalized on. Oh, okay. All right. After all, if one is not calm and collected, observation hockey doesn't work, which makes sense. Okay. All right. Okay. How many years has it been since I've actually taken a hit? I'm beginning to realize just how Brother Cracker was done in by you. That biscuit guy? Oh, so you're talking about Brother Cracker? Peerless Donuts. Yo. Shout out to Chili. All right, so Luffy threw another attack. I'm assuming it's a Kongon. We never actually seen Kongon stretched out like that though. So that's kind of crazy. Even though you assume that it stretches just like all his other attacks. But Katakuri let it pass through him and he caught it just like he did. Like when they initially clashed on the boat and like Luffy's arm passed through one of his forearms and he had him stuck. So he basically doing the same thing right now. He about to hit him with this attack called Peerless Donuts. Luffy says, that's just mochi. I'm beginning to realize just how Brother Cracker was stunning by you. I wonder what he means by that. And Katakuri hasn't taken a hit in how long? He says, how many years? That's a question we need answered. But the fact that this nigga haven't taken hits like that, like he don't normally take hits and he's still able to get up after that many year fourth attacks. It looked like this nigga still Gucci, stamina wise. But he is bleeding from the top of his head or something. All right, next page. Why you, Rhino? Yo, this nigga Katakuri is a monster, bro. His devil fruit mastery gotta be the best, man. This nigga just made arms. And this also confirms what I've been telling niggas. Well, at least with Katakuri, and they probably gonna say, well, it's because he's awakened. He, how these types of devil fruit users, the ones who can create, manipulate, and yeah, basically creation and manipulation, a specific element. In Katakuri's case, it's mochi. In Cracker's case, it would be biscuits, Sparrow candy, you know, Doflamingo with strings, just different guys like that. I was trying to tell a bunch of people that they can manipulate their substances telekinetically, and that's exactly what Katakuri is doing right now because he's not touching it. Like he just used Peerless Donut and he made the block mochi come off of the donuts, and then he just hit Luffy while he's in Gear 4 with one of those block mochi arms. Yo, this nigga Katakuri is sick, man. And he did it in between Rhino Snyder too. It's got to be a speed feat, bro. And then Luffy gritting his teeth, nigga got sent flying, bro. Okay. I will give you no more chances. Guess you're back to square one, huh? Yo, I appreciate Oda for keeping up the consistency, bro. I appreciate him for that. I got a new subscriber, the Doris Summers. Yo, appreciate you, the Doris. All right, Chocolate Town. You know what? Chocolate Town, man. I'm happy to see Chocolate Town. We just got a hell of a little scuffle with Katy Perry and Louis, man. I'm begging you, please let me in. But we can't, Mr. Pound. Always Pound. Lady Pudding has expressly forbidden it. I just want to see your phone once. Who the hell is that? He's Mama 25th husband, I think. Yeah. The moment I saw her, I just knew. Her face hasn't changed a bit since she was born. She's still just as cute. I just want to see her and talk to her for a bit, please. As any father would his child. 4 p.m. Did something happen again? No, Sister Brule, please continue. Sister Brule? Doesn't it sound pretty noisy outside? There's got to be a mistranslation. I can hear some man screaming. It's okay. Don't want to come in. Anyway, at precisely 1 in the morning. Oh, hold on. Bring the sugar over here. Baking powder. Anyway, at precisely 1 in the morning. Oh, they talking to Brule over at Dendemuchi. The Straw Hat ship we lost sight of is going to appear at Kako Island, where you guys are. Pudding looks so pretty. Here? Sanji's thinking to himself. He says, here? All right, it looked like they go back to the mirror world. And Brule watching the fight. Because that's where they've arranged their rendezvous with their separated captain, Straw Hat Luffy. Of course, there's no way he'll beat Brother Dogtooth and appear on that island in the first place. Wee. At any rate, at 9 hours, somebody in the kitchen, like, push. The Straw Hats will show up to wait for a captain that will never come. And Mama, in one of her eating fits, along with Brother Peros, will be right on their heels. Okay, that sounds sexy. Uh-oh. I see Oven. But don't worry, leave the Straw Hats to Brother Oven and the army he's taking with him. Oh, it's Lord Oven. I was about to say Odin. Lord Oven. What do you mean no one can go in the factory? Not even me? Lady Pudding said so, not a soul. I guess I'll listen to my little sister's request. But what's all the ruckus at the front of the factory? Come on, man. Give us this bounty or something, bro. What's the point of this info? What's the point of this little info text right here? You ain't gonna tell us nothing more. We already know this nigga is the Browning minister, the fourth son of the Charlie family, Charlie Lovin. We know these things. You gotta take care of Mama Pudding. You're our last ray of hope. Leave it to me, Sister Brule. I'll stop Mama with the best wedding cake she's ever seen. Whee. Her laugh is so ugly. Yo, this nigga Oven beating the brakes off a Pound, bro, for no reason. Okay, I feel like the nigga Sanji about to come out and stop. No violence. Shut up, intruder. Do you not remember me? My dear Oven. He said, my dear Oven. What? I remember you, father-in-law. Shouldn't it be stepfather? And that's why I'm kicking you out of here. Someone's making a ruckus outside. Does it bother you? Sanji dear, were you listening? Luffy's in trouble. He's fighting a one-on-one with Brother Dogtooth. That man isn't even human. He's got a billion-berry bounty. He's never lost to anyone. I guess today will be his first loss. It's okay. Let's focus on the cake. All right. So this should this little line right here that should get some people who was like, oh, Sanji didn't believe in Luffy. So now I think that should get some people off of his case, man. Hopefully. I got tired of hearing niggas say that, man. Wow, steam's coming out of Lady Pudding's head. Did someone bake her? No one did. Okay, calling Sweet City. All right, so I'm gonna cover this half of the page. I still don't know what's going down. What the hell do you mean Mama's attacking Nuts Island? Well, Lord Mondor, big trouble. What do you mean we're already in big trouble? We finished surveying the seafloor. Something's crazy's going on. Okay. What do you mean? There isn't a single sea slug across the whole territory. Why? Did they die? Hey, sing with me, my dear sea slugs. If you stop working, it's all fun and hugs. Guarding? No. Reporting? Nope. But singing? You betcha. What? Something really weird is going on. How are we not being chased right now? This is definitely some kind of trap. It's okay. We won't let anyone slip by us. Come to think of it, I hope Aladdin and the others made it out okay. Okay. All right. And no break next week? How can countless sea slugs just up and disappear? Yep, no working. The sea slugs is really. Come on now. Maybe they were kidnapped. By who, you idiot? Now we won't be able to prevent a single bloody ship from running away. Prevent. That's why they say when it's. That's why they say when it's a holiday. Huh? I'm assuming it's supposed to say that's what they say. Praline's charming voice. Okay. All right. Well, niggas said that this would happen. I didn't agree with it, but niggas was right. I was wrong. Per usual. Um, the thing is, it's like I know niggas probably getting tired of, well, not just me, but niggas in general complaining. But I mean, how these sea slugs got the job, such an important job, and like singing, singing is the way to get them to stop doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah. People just gonna say, "What's the theme of Whole Kick?" The theme just supposed to break logic, I guess. But that's the way to do it. I don't know. Maybe somebody explain it to me and tell me why I shouldn't be so upset about it. Because right now I'm just thinking like there's no excuse for something as silly as this. And then they're saying they won't be able to prevent a single bloody ship from running away. Like, don't y'all have what 31 islands? Is it 37? It's 30 something. And y'all can't spot a single ship without these sea slugs? Come on, son. Like the sea slugs don't do nothing but tell you that you have ships in your territory. It's not like they actually stop them themselves. But I guess. Oh, you want the straw hats to die? Okay, well, that was a dope chapter, man. I was gonna say 10 out of 10. I was gonna say 10 out of 10, but I think that last page kind of took it down for me. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. All right, so I've been getting notifications. Like crazy, son. Like I said, Ashura is Gear 4 level in Chiarno Live. That looks like JoJo, and that sounds like a JoJo name. Yeah, I wonder if this will actually, make some people start respecting Katakuri. And I feel like Oda, he did the right thing, honestly. Because, if you flustered, especially if that's the way that it's supposed to go with observation anyway, even though I think that's a poor way of conducting yourself as a fighter, to rely heavily on that power that may not work at all times. Like he should have, got his natural reaction speed up. But that's just a nitpick for Katakuri specifically. I mean, ain't really nothing much. Let me check the chat finally. I just don't want this one to be spoiled for me. Yo, 19 people watching. Shout out to the 19 people watching, man. I want to start from the top, but yeah. Oh, is that on Jamina's box too? Well, too late. Bro, this chapter lit. It's good off screen. What's good? Nonsense. What's good? Z Killer. I want to say shout out to everybody, man. Captain Yami, what's good? Captain Yami. It's good. Ironheart. Fat Lazy. Fat late. My bad for neglecting the chat, but you know, I know sometimes you niggas can't contain yourselves, so just let you do what you do until I get done reading. He about to body Katakuri twins single-handedly. Oh, you talking about that's what Sanji finna do? I doubt it. I think Sanji gonna get back-to-back fights other than Daifuku. Also, Daifuku is a type of mochi. Yeah. Mm. But now that Sanji saying that, I'm thinking that it's pretty much confirmed that Luffy's gonna win. But I always go back to, you know, the it seemed like Oda was trying to push a theme with like the last 10 chapters, where it's like he gives us hope and then he just like the hope is just dashed. Like he showed us a little sign of hope for Strauss and then it's just like destroyed. And he was doing that like chapter after chapter. And I'm feeling like this might be one of those moments. Because I still hold to the fact that Luffy should not win. Because as we can see, he still can't touch Katakuri. He made Katakuri lose his composure, I guess, if he can do that again, but I don't see why Katakuri would fall for that. And even then, we see Katakuri strong enough to compete with Gearforth physically. So it's not like it's just gonna be a wailing session. Well, niggas that who be going crazy crying over feats can stop finally, because I mean we knew this nigga Katakuri was legit, but niggas want to see feats, and I can't be mad at that. I want to see some feats too, but that's just because I want it to be factual. I want it to be proven in the manga. Yeah, I see Brule coming in trying to get revenge for Katakuri. She gonna be in shock when Luffy beat him. He gonna be able to snatch her up. Shark waifu best. Yeah, man, Praline's bad. And however Oda do it, it's gonna be effing hype. Too effing hype. For real. Facts. Sanji versus Oven might happen. I hope Sanji versus Oven does happen. Right, I'll pass out like Sugar did on Usopp. Confirmed by Sanji. Sanji is GOAT. RP Katakuri. Yeah, Sanji versus Oven, Fire versus Heat. It has to happen. Sanji needs fights. Sanji knows Luffy gonna win. We didn't get a break either, so we know we would get hype chapters. Damn. I think Sanji gonna get back-to-back fights of Oven and Fuku. Already read that. 7 out of 10 because Lanchi, stop it. Oh, that's what you sent me off screen? I wasn't looking because I was just assuming that niggas was gonna spoil me, assuming that I read the chapter already. He couldn't dodge or block any Guildford attacks without his observation haki. I mean, it's been a few years since he took a hit. No excuses for him. He's the second strongest on the island. Yeah, no excuses. Did I make any excuse? Luffy's King Haki will break Katakuri focus, then he finished him with Gear 4th limit. Yeah. I don't know how I would like that. Because I really feel like Katakuri should have King's Haki as well. But maybe not. Yeah, Sanji's word is law. The sea slugs are like little kids who love singing. And why are they in charge of such an important task? Can't wait for Brago's live reaction. Oh, he still hasn't reacted to it? I assume he already reacted. Luffy only needs to trigger Dogtooth to win. I feel like from what we just saw, he can't beat Katakuri in his current form. I'm just waiting to see what ass pull they use for when it's time or when his Guild Force time limit runs out. Luffy's winning. So is Cracker, Steve-O. Cracker was what? Make fun of his teeth and his mama jokes for days. What do you think about Rayleigh versus Luffy? Now at this moment, assuming that he is the strongest kata isn't far-fetched. If Luffy surpasses his master here while Zoro and Sanji are leagues below, meh. I don't think Luffy's going to surpass Rayleigh for quite some time, personally. Did we? I seen Dustin tweet our petty Discord, so I guess niggas is letting them have it since Luffy got the break speed off of him. It's clear on the Haki and intangibility. Cracker competed with Guild Force physically as well. He still lost. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We saw the way Cracker lost. Would you like for Katakuri to lose in the same way? Katakuri slander got to stop, man. This nigga raw as fuck. Oda gives him new attacks every chapter. Katakuri showing them feats. Luffy can condense his Gear Force form to make it stronger and harder. I had to refresh. I didn't know you were streaming, bro. Yeah, stream. Sanji gonna whip Oven. In the end, it's gonna end like someone predicted. Sanji makes cake so good, my man's satisfied. Oven can't burn him. Oh, so solid. Not the cake ending, please. No, Oda. Well, we know the cake is gonna be used. There's no other way to stop Mama. If Katakuri can escape Luffy's attack does just like the Admirals and Marineford. Does that mean the Admirals can see in the future as well? Well, technically, all observation users see into the future. It's just that Katakuri is so advanced that he literally sees like steps ahead of you. You think niggas still gonna downplay Katakuri versus the rest of the Big Mom Pirates in this chapter? I don't know. I think it's different with Katakuri. I think you gotta give Katakuri the nod over Cracker now because, especially if you don't view the anime as canon, because I know a lot of people are still iffy on that, and some people just downright like hell no. But my thing is, if the animators say they consult Oda with the anime, and they also say, I mean, Oda said in the SBS, he told a fan that asked him a question, he was explaining Sabo's backstory as detailed as he felt like he needed to. And he was like, the anime explains it in further detail. And so I'm thinking, if the creator is telling a fan of the series to go look at the anime for details on backstory, then surely the anime must be canon, right? Like that's literally, like I always say, he's literally the god of the One Piece verse. And if he says, go check this out, if you want information on the One Piece verse, then surely it must be canon, right? And super cool 23, I guess to answer your question, I hope niggas don't still be downplaying Katakuri. And also, since Cracker was matching Gear 4 and Katakuri is doing the same, only difference is that, you know, Katakuri got flustered in the beginning, so he's taking the hits. But he actually took them, though. I thought Katakuri was going to stand his ground with them hits, though, honestly. But he got sent flying. Not as crazy far as Doflamingo did, but still got sent flying nonetheless. And he stopped himself from falling to his at least I think he did. Maybe he did fall to his back. Now I would think Oda would try to save that to the end of the fight if he's gonna have Luffy win. But then again, maybe he fell to his back. That means that there will be no sort of symbolism. And that means Katakuri wins. Mm. Of course, I don't want Cutter to lose like Cracker, but the thing is, no one is there to help Luffy like we in the community want it. We want Luffy to win a solid 1v1, and I think Oda is going to deliver. If Oda doesn't let Luffy win a 1v1, that's some bullshit. Anime's canon, Steve-O. Yeah. Fire chapter, we them boys. Luffy gang. Get that out of here, Lazaro. I still can't believe you let me say it wrong that entire time, bro. Nothing was wrong with Cracker in the anime. The same problems that we had with Cracker and the manga was prevalent in anime. Well, even more so because we actually see that he was stronger than we thought in the anime. But you know how that goes. Luffy had to win, just so he won. Didn't make any sense to me personally, but I guess some people were okay with it. Luffy has to win a different way. Hopefully, it would be a speed form. I just don't see how he would be able to change forms if Gear Force is so strenuous and it's imperfected. I don't see how he would just be able to switch forms mid fight. That'll be weird. Unless it's not hard to do that. Because I'm just assuming that would be a difficult thing to do since Gear Force Bowman. I mean not Gear Force. Well yeah, Gear Force because Tank Man is difficult as well. Puts a huge strain on his body just like Bowman does. Like the stream, please. Do that for me. I appreciate that. And it'd just be weird if he can just switch forms mid battle. Not even just mid battle, but because I guess technically Tank Man was also mid battle. But what I mean by that, I feel like everybody should know what I mean by that, but I'm gonna say it just so it doesn't get misconstrued. What I mean by that is that he goes from Bound Man and then he just changes form while he's in Bound Man. I say if there is a speed form, like he's in Bound Man, but he shrinks down to become Speed Man, whatever it would be called. It doesn't seem like Luffy would be capable of something like that. Katakuri is already more impressive in my opinion. Cracker got hit once by Gear Force Luffy and got one shot. See, that's the thing. I wouldn't even call it a one shot because Cracker got sent through a bunch of those biscuit soldiers. And there's really no telling at what point he got taken down. And each of those biscuit soldiers could take 2 Kong guns, as far as we know. So, yeah. Luffy must win this fight for us to believe he has a shot at the calamities. LMFAO, it's happened to me my whole life. I ain't sweating. How you should be sweating, man. You should be sweating. Like the stream for the culture, baby. Yeah, like the stream for the culture. Shout out to Labs, man. Shout out to Labs. 22 niggas in here and 12 likes. Yeah, that's what I be saying, man. When I be watching Brago streams, like nigga be having 300 viewers, but it only be like 97 likes. Like, what do niggas be doing, man? Niggas be jacking off listening to the stream or something. I don't think Luffy needs a power up. I would say I don't think he needs one because he needs one. But the thing is that would it make sense for him for it to just happen? Like, I think he should train, but a lot of people are like, that's not going to happen. Oda doesn't do training arcs, training sessions. It just don't happen in One Piece. But at the same time, like at some point, you gotta think like these niggas just getting strong for no reason. It really makes no sense. So hopefully Oda switches that up and actually has Luffy do some real progression. Luffy go from brown man to thick man. Oh, that's gay. Luffy just ate a bunch of mochi and Katakuri just changed the shape of the mochi. I don't see what the difference is really, but okay. Wait, you don't see what the difference is between This fight in the cracker fight, is that what you're saying, Black 4? Oh, Bow was here. What's good, Bow? Chapter was fire as fuck. Best fight sequence, post time skipped easily. Category low diff Dofi. LOL low diff. People downplay Cracker. He fought Luffy Nerf for 11 hours, and while Katakuri about to lose in 10 minutes. I think it's been over 10 minutes. 26 people watching, only 15 likes. Come on, just click that stream, baby. Yeah, click the like button, baby. What you doing? Yo, this chapter was hype. What's good, Tom? This fight's dope as fuck. Steno. Ian is right next to B, so I'm just say Stebo. Stebo, you ever thought of doing voiceovers? You sound soothing as fuck, no homo. I get that a lot, and I have thought about it, but I really don't know how to get into it. Niggas don't train in One Piece. They just get random power-ups in any lobby and take 2-year vacation. Well, Luffy's glutton just happens to be a bane of the Charlottes. Gluttony. Okay. Luffy's been fighting for an hour. Oh, yes, right. They are giving us a little time frame, so maybe if we go back and look at the different timestamps they were giving us, I guess we can piece together how long he's been fighting. My guy, literally, how did you hit Katakuri? Talk about that nigga's face. Talk about his teeth. I seen somebody in the chat saying, make your mama jokes. Now I don't see the difference between Kata changing shapes and Luffy changing into a different form. He is my fast enough to beat Kata's. He is my fast enough. Are you saying, are you trying to say he's not fast enough? The difference between Katakuri changing shapes and Luffy changing shapes is that Katakuri has mastered his fruit. There are no sort of drawbacks for him. But Luffy has not perfected not only his fruit in itself, but Gear Forth as a power-up. Neither one's perfected. So Luffy changing shape, it would be like, okay, so it's so strenuous, but I mean, maybe it'll put extra strain on him for him to just change shape mid-form. Maybe that's extra strain. And I know Luffy wouldn't have a problem with that, but at the same time, it's like, if this nigga having such an issue already, then having extra strain on his body, it's like, okay. Oh, they're too lazy to show this nigga strain. If you're on a commander level with observational haki on his level, then you can't touch this man and you get wrecked. Well, basically. You already have amnesia when we can't see Zoro for weeks. He acts super cool with that. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Don't get on the casting couch, Steve-O. I've been hearing people talk about the casting couch. I used to hear people use that phrase from time to time, but I always just thought that was like a porn thing. Is that a porn thing? But now people have been saying it in relation to the Harvey Weinstein thing. So I'm like, does it have a different meaning now? Or did I never understand the meaning to begin with? Katakuri ate those Gear Force hits pretty decent, to be honest. His durability is insane. He has amazing offensive power. Strong Mochi, White-Eyed Gear 4. Also confirms Admirals have future sight. But the thing is, Bao, is that all observation haki users have some form of being able to see into the future, because that's what you do when you have, premonition. But the thing with Katakuri is that he sees so far, he's a few steps ahead. Or at least that's the way I'm looking at it. But the Admirals could have future sight. That was my initial thought. What page are you on? Oh, I'm already done with the chapter, Miguel. He is not fast enough to beat Kata. Okay. I assume that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, I'm done reading the chapter, Miguel. Took 2 Kong guns and a Rhino Sniper and was relatively fine. My nigga. Katakuri is legit making me gay. Stop. He's making you gay, though? I thought... break Katakuri's focus and he can't move his body from Luffy's attack. I really don't like that, but I guess there's got to be some sort of nerf to make it interesting because these niggas is too strong for Luffy. Or Oda could have just had, a training arc and Luffy would have been ready. I'm saying if you're trying to get into voiceover, don't get on the casting couch. Yeah, but I'm wondering what's wrong with the casting couch, baby? What's up with the casting couch? Surely it can't be that bad. Where did the army in the mirror world vanish? Brule probably transported them. Stomach. Fat Lazy. Super cool at Fat Lazy back. He says, I don't count off-screen training. If Oda don't draw it, I ain't gonna acknowledge it. I don't like people who think like that. Super cool. Because if it's stated that it's happening, then it don't matter if we actually see it or not. I mean, I would like to see it, but you can't say you're not going to acknowledge it if it's happening within the story. Off screening is the One Piece way. That's true. You was always gay. Eyes emoji. What is your thoughts of Oven versus Sanji? What do you think Oven's bounty is? I think Oven's bounty should be somewhere in the ballpark. I think it should be between Pearl Sparrows and Tamago. So it could be anywhere from like 500 million to like 6.5 million. I think it should be somewhere in that range. And Oven versus Sanji, I know people gonna hate me for this. People think I'm a straw hat hater, but it's not that I'm a straw hat hater. I just think that these niggas are just that strong. I think Oven should win. I think Oven should win against Sanji. The chapter's already out, Zuffin. The chapter's out on Manga Stream and apparently Jamina's box as well. Katakuri is fighting supernovas while Marco is fighting admirals and starting a war with the Yonko. Yeah, that's true. I've been telling niggas that whenever they compare Katakuri to Marco, like Katakuri fought Marco fought way tougher competition. If Daifuku fight Jinbei at sea, bro, that would be the dumbest. Like, come on now. I know some of these Big Mom powers seem incompetent, bro, but they can't be that stupid. I might be tripping, but the best part of the chapter for me was Gear Force Blitz and Katakuri, showing he had incredible durability and he never touched the ground with his back once. Bro, you don't understand. And how hype I was reading this shit. Understand how hype I was reading this shit. Okay. He had the messages like chopped up. Zoro literally says in Enies lobby they get stronger going from every island to island. That is their training. But that's just so weird. It's like you can't just say the niggas just get stronger just because they went from one island to the next. But it, like I always say, if that's just the way it goes, then that's the way it goes. But I don't like it. Oven can't burn Sanji though, Steve-O. If he's near Katakuri's strength, then I guess. Yeah, but I would say he can't burn Sanji if Sanji's heat resistance is enough to resist the amount of heat that Oven could put out. Because I don't think Sanji just impervious to heat. Like if a Kainu hit him with a magma fist, he getting burnt. Like, come on now. I don't think Sanji just resistant to all heat. Katakuri is still more impressive. On the deck of the ship, yeah, mate, Mate. I don't know if it's pronounced mate or Mate. I guess I'm gonna say mate. Even if he's on the deck of the ship, Jinbei still has fishman jujutsu. He can manipulate the water from the sea to attack Daifuku. That would be the most foolish thing anyone can do. Unless they have a way of circumventing the whole water nerf. But Daifuku, all he has is a genie from what we've seen. And unless the genie is actually a traditional, genie type creature, and he has some sort of magical abilities, then, maybe But still, I just don't see anybody who's a devil fruit user. I don't think it's smart to fight Jinbei in the water, bro. Like this is not wise. All right, Bow. See you later. Appreciate you for coming through. I don't think that's disrespecting Sanji. Like you only say it's disrespect because you don't expect much from Oven. I think I expect the world out of this nigga Oven. Um, it's the other way of writing. I don't like it either. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page, Black Four. Fight to the best form of training. Um, I kind of agree with that, Gato, but at the same time, it's like uh, I don't know because if fights were the best way of training, then Oda should have just had them go into the new world like the other supernovas. But then again, you can make the argument that Luffy just wasn't prepared physically, mentally, or emotionally for that. He just wanted to take his time and just, buckle down and actually get with a legit master and Rayleigh who was willing to teach him and, let himself learn something. So that's that's my opinion on the whole situation. So, but then you wonder if the other supernovas were actually out in the field doing their thing. Does that mean the training was useless? And I would say no, because you can choose either or. It's not like the training was just supposed to happen so Luffy's just gonna be superior to everyone. Luffy just chose to train, whereas everybody else chose to get it in. And for all we know, some of them niggas probably training too. They fight on almost every island, so it makes sense. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like mm, the way it happened in Enies Lobby, it seemed like Oda just wrote that in there just because he thought that we would look at it and say, okay, these power ups make sense. But no, no, bro, that's not how it goes. Because there was no indication of those power ups whatsoever, aside from the fact that Luffy acknowledged that they needed to get stronger. But that's not enough to just say, okay, they got power ups. You don't just say they need power ups, so it makes sense that they got them. There has to be some sort of, I won't even say foreshadowing. There has to be um some sort of preemptive writing. And I guess the whatever I say is gonna sound like I'm trying to describe foreshadowing. So I'm just gonna say foreshadowing. There has to be some sort of foreshadowing. He was resistant to Pearl. You put Pear, but I'm assuming you meant Pearl since you're talking about the Dawn Creek Pirates. Pearl from Dawn Creek Pirates, and Oda literally says Sanji's spirit burns too hot. But you could be right, and the oven may just burn him. Um, I think Sanji should have Okama Kenpo, Blue Flames, the martial arts that Sai uses in the 6 powers on CP9, but Oda doesn't want Sanji to advance. Maybe he's kicking him out of the monster trio. I've been hearing more and more people say that Oda's trying to slowly get him away from being associated with Luffy and Zoro in terms of power. But then again, it's like every opportunity that Oda has to where somebody could say something with dialogue to where it insinuates that he's still trying to push the narrative of them being a monster trio. Like even with Luffy, like Sanji's worth 2,000 men, and then you get Zoro like looking like he's taking offense to it, and he feels the need to reassure everybody like I'm still over that stupid curly brow love cook. He's like, well, if he's worth 2,000, then I'm worth the however many Zoro said. So it's like that rivalry between him and Sanji's still there, but Oda's not doing a good job in terms of the feats. It's not consistent between Zoro and Sanji. It's like Zoro's over here cutting mountains in Dressrosa with basic slashes, and Sanji's getting his ass whooped by Virgo, getting done in by Judge. and he got photorized by Doflamingo. So it's just like, eh. Well, he didn't even get his ass whooped by Virgo. He just broke his leg, and the fight stopped. Well, he didn't break his leg, but he had like a crack in his shin. And about Oven versus Sanji, I'm thinking that if Oven burns hot enough, then it's gotta affect Sanji. And no matter what the heat resistance is, because if there's a limit, which there should be, because you can't convince me that a Kainu is not going to burn Sanji. So there has to be some sort of limit, and that does not mean I'm trying to put Oven on the same level as a Kainu. That just means that Oven's heat is closer to a Kainu's than Sanji's heat resistance is to a Kainu's. I'm not saying Sanji will no diff him, but he is the only one strong enough to protect Chiffon and Puddin. Yeah, but it's not like just because they're in a bad situation they have to win. We've always had situations where people show up in the end of the arc anyway, and we're getting to the end of the arc. So that's why I'm thinking that, the Straw Hats don't have to win. And it's looking like the Straw Hats can't win, so I don't see why Oda would have them win just because. Especially when we in a situation where it's like, okay, the Vinsmokes, they gotta have some sort of allies or something. Or even the fact that Stussy is there, she sees CP0, you would think she would call somebody, and that somebody would be other CP0 agents. So Lucci could show up and be like, you know what, Straw Hat affected my heart. And that's typically what happens with the former villains anyway. So it's a number of things that could happen that could change the way things progress in the whole cake. Oda can stick to the consistency of the power scaling that he's been trying to push throughout this entire arc, aside from the little blunder with Cracker, even though it was still evident, that Luffy was inferior to him because of the fact that he had help, and it took 11 hours while knowing his nerf, and he still couldn't beat him. And then even when he did win, it was because Cracker got tired and he was being a complete dumbass. And now I wouldn't even say tired because I think it seemed like he was physically tired. Well, I should go back and look at it because maybe he was like hunched over, huffing and puffing. But I remember Cracker standing straight up and he was just frustrated. Okay, so here he is. He's clapping. And I'm not seeing any huffing and puffing. Standing up straight, still standing up straight, dignified and everything. Okay. Okay, and this is when the infamous Tank Man happens. Oh no, he got the wheeze and everything. But that's kind of weird though, bro. It's kind of weird when niggas be wheezing and shit. And that might not be Cracker wheezing because in the past few panels they got Luffy wheezing. He's like, I can't take down another crumb, wheeze. And he says, gear forth, wheeze, gasp. And at the bottom panel, when Cracker's charging in, it says gasp, wheeze, just like Luffy was gasping, wheezing. So maybe that's Luffy. It seemed like Cracker was all right in terms of stamina. But even if he was wheezing, it's weird because Anuarashi came out to fight Jack and he was wheezing. And the nigga wasn't even fighting, but for some reason he was wheezing already. But maybe he has some sort of sickness. And in the past chapter, Katakuri was hunched over. Okay. Not Katakuri, Cracker was hunched over, but it's probably just his posture. He's still not wheezing or huffing and puffing or nothing. Oh wait, he is wheezing right here. It says wheeze, wheeze, how dare you devour my biscuit soldier. Okay. All right. Well, it's like one out of what 50 panels. Wait, here's another one. It says, wheeze, wheeze. This ends now. All right, well, but still, he didn't seem nearly as tired as Luffy was physically. He didn't seem physically tired. Yeah, but it could be all sorts of help that could come for Luffy and them. And another thing is like Katakuri already been not killing Luffy. So what if Katakuri beat Luffy and he take him out the mirror world, just thinking like, I'll give Mama the honor of doing the final blow, or something stupid like that. Like anything other than Oda fucking up the power scaling, bro. Like I'm just sick of these niggas winning fights that they clearly not supposed to. That gets tiring. Am I the only person who thinks that gets tiring? Or do you love the whole underdog pulling through somehow? Somehow. Even though we never know the how, it's just somehow. All right, so back to reading these messages. Sorry for neglecting you guys again. Oven over Pearl Sparrow? Nah. Well, because of his advantage with the devil fruit and everything, maybe. Can Sanji beat him too because of devil fruit advantage? Probably so. But the way I like to look at it, niggas like this who've been in the game for so long, they're high tier combatants. I don't think they should be so reliant on the devil fruit to where when you take it away from them, it's just like they can't do anything. That was another problem that I had with the Cracker fight, which is crazy because the anime even furthers it. It confirms that he's legitimate. He's an actual fighter. He's not just a nigga hiding behind biscuit soldiers with good swordsmanship. He's actually a great fighter, a great combatant who's able to clash evenly with Gear 4 and Luffy, and he even sent them flying in certain parts of the fight with sword thrusts and everything. Like it's ridiculous, but yeah. If that's the way Oda chooses to write it, then what are you gonna do? From who? The Vinsmokes? I'm assuming that was directed towards me. Yeah, I think the Vinsmokes could get some help from the boys. Sanji kicked out of the top 3 since Jinbei joined, but he's still in the monster trio. Oh, because you thinking that's gonna be the Zoro, Jinbei, Sanji monster trio instead of Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Killer definitely trains. Have you seen his post time skip arms? Niggas Hulk Hogan now. Yeah, but I've also seen niggas who don't do any sort of workouts at all, and they just naturally gain muscle like that just from everyday activities because what they do is so physical. And you know what Killer does on an everyday basis? He be killing niggas. He's fighting all the time. And knowing that they move and they got different bases and everything, he probably got a build up bases. So he probably lugging wood and steel beams and all types of things like that. So it's just like I can understand Killer being that buff without him having to train. Like he just gained that muscle through natural everyday activities. He also now has the highest bounty in the crew. Oh, Jinbei? No, Jinbei don't have the highest bounty. Luffy got 500 million. Jinbei's on like 480, I think. That's someone you talking about, Jinbei. What about Katakuri's first loss? He not about to lose, man. Have faith. Oh, they said Sanji was 1,000, and Zoro was like, "Well, I'm worth 2,000." Okay, I thought Luffy said Sanji's worth 2,000, but I had it mixed up. Oven's fruit is literally about heat. Sanji ain't negating a devil fruit just because. Yeah, Nami patted him on the head. It's like, of course you are. I remember that. Don't think only on Oven that Fuku and Oven can come in at the same time. Well, if it's both of them niggas versus Sanji, it's a wrap. I don't see both of them niggas losing to Luffy together. They about to wax them niggas together. Bowman Cat took spear. Fight was over for me. That weapon is too lethal to hit Luffy. Katakuri should win though. So you basically saying that since he pulled out the spear, that signifies that he's not going to win, because if he does land a hit with that, it's over for Luffy. Well, he did put the spear away though, or trident rather. But he did call it a spear, even though it's a trident. Katakuri himself called it a spear. I mean, Sanji's trash, man. Winning the new age. Sanji just had different kicking moves. He needs something else. I agree. He needs to further his combat prowess. If Sanji don't beat Oven and the cake isn't getting made, he would have to protect Pound. Well, Sanji was basically there to supervise what they were doing anyway, right? He wasn't actually helping with the process physically, was he? Well, I mean, I know we saw him, but he said that he didn't have to, didn't he? I could have swore that was one reason why people said Oda was setting it up for Sanji to get a fight, because he mentioned that he would just be there for support. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. No, I'll just skip ahead. I don't like how they trained for 2 years because they got whooped by an Admiral, Kuma, and Sentomaru. But if those three showed up again, what would change? They're still losing low to mid diff. Yeah. Yeah. It is weird. Yeah, in the anime, he sent Luffy flying with like sword thrust. I can't remember if he used honey pretzel or if it was just an unnamed thrust. Yeah, it's out, Nico. It's out. Hopefully you enjoy it. It was in the anime where his real body was actually clashing with Luffy and sent him flying. Okay, so boo. His girl and her sister is right there. Do you think Sanji would really lose to Oven? I mean, if Sanji just not strong enough, then yeah, I think he'll lose to Oven. It's just that simple, bro. If you're not good enough, you should lose. I need to see that because it's actually crazy, especially if it's a clash. Luffy needs to show us something new if he's going to beat Katakuri. He was beating on Cat when he wasn't calm, but now that he's focused and pulled out that new move, Gear Force probably isn't enough. That means Cracker's natural strength overpowered Gear Force. It did. Anime made it make sense. He still lost. Well, the fact that he still lost means it doesn't make sense. At least not to me. Like, that's so weird. It's just like, how you so strong but you still lose, bro? Why you can't kill this nigga? They need Sanji to make the cake quicker with Oven there. He has to get rid of him. Yeah, I guess, but I don't want it to just be he beats him just because he has to, just out of necessity. If he wins, I want it to be because he's strong enough. But at the same time, should he be that strong now? But then again, we don't know how strong Oven is. I could be overestimating what Oven would truly be, because I think he'll be really strong. It's kind of hard to quantify it though, because, well, I mean, not for me, but it's hard to quantify it in a way that everybody can agree on. But that's never going to happen. So I guess I should just stick to what my opinion is, and just let it be what it is. It's probably the smart thing to do. Katakuri over Dofi confirmed. Yeah, yeah. It's probably still gonna be some niggas saying no, but yeah, it's confirmed. It was confirmed a while back, bro. All right, Z Killer. See you later, bro. Yo, what's good, Apache? Cracker ain't overpower him. He just hit him in the chest after dodging or something. I mean, that's that's overpowering him, is it not? If you send him flying. This is Sunshine time to shine. Virgo, you say no. What are you saying no about? I'm assuming you about to type up a storm, so I guess I'll just wait patiently. I feel like I'm seeing you in a while, Virgo. Where you been at? You got banned from a few comment sections or something, son? And how long have I been streaming? Yo, what's good, Biscuit Rolls? I saw you earlier, but I didn't say anything. Sorry, guy. I thought y'all meant Cracker literally hit a Kong gun and beat it. He can't do that, in my opinion. Um, I should be able to join dodgeball. Just depends on the time, and I want to see how it goes because I still haven't got an explanation on how it works. But it seems like, how do you play dodgeball on Discord? Yeah, I'm still alive, Destin. What's good, man? Luffy and Gearforth is hacks. Yeah, Gearforth is crazy. But it's not crazy enough for these niggas he fighting right now. Magic, Stevo, that's how. Yeah, well, I can't wait to see this magic. I'm actually anticipating it. With all this undefeated Katakuri hype every chapter, ain't no way Katakuri beats Luffy, bro. I mean, what if the hype is there to signify that, you know, he remains undefeated? Every little bit of writing doesn't have to be to the benefit of the main character. I know that probably triggered Dustin, but my bad. Like the nigga Oda just beating you over the head, but this man ain't never lost. You know, probably be able to finish and blow with this nigga not losing to Luffy. We know this nigga fighting much better people. And then he just come through and he lose to Luffy. I wouldn't be satisfied with that. Maybe some people would. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised Oda didn't have a break this week. Yeah, man. But he been doing this a lot lately. Like he been going like 4 or 5 chapters in a row, and then we get a break. I think he been doing that since like August or July, except for that one time where it was like we got a break, then we got a chapter, then we got a break. But other than that, it's been like four chapters, then a break. Been beefing since the Void Century, I guess. I always forget when the Void Century took place. Like I always forget. Sometimes I be thinking like 800 years. Sometimes I be thinking 2,000. But now I'm thinking 1,000. Well, I just learned that the Black Clover chapter is out. So I think I'm about to read that. Hopefully something dope happens. I feel like this is a good place to end the stream, so I'm just go ahead and do the outro and everything, whatever my outro is. Shout out to all my niggas. You know, I love all my niggas like always, man. Shout out to that nigga Dustin. Shout out to Outer Haven. Check out Outer Haven. Shout out to Brago, Grim Reaper, and the rest of the family. Like the stream if you haven't done so yet, or dislike it. I see I got one dislike. So I guess I still got to perfect my craft, whatever my craft may be. And comment when you get the chance to. And what else I got to do? We them boys. And that was something I want to say. It was something I really wanted to say, but I just lost it. Damn, man. What? Did I say subscribe? Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. And go check out all the niggas, man. Check out my niggas. But appreciate y'all for coming through. Share it with your friends. Go tell your friends about me. Say we them boys. I'm out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, Google.